Well, 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 well. How do we start this? We seem to be having a fat cat train going on. Everyone in the chats going fat cat crazy, showing their support. Well, that was very unexpected. Let's just say that, to say the least. That very, very unexpected. And hey, it's Killing Floor. Whatever can happen will happen. So I'm gonna have a silly moment. I'm gonna jump into their little chat. They have literally 5 seconds, and I'm gonna count down. 5 seconds to think of something to say. So when I jump in, they get a couple of seconds to say it, and I'll be jumping back out. So let's see what they're gonna say. Let's see if they're actually listening to it as well. So I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds. While the team are getting themselves ready. And here we go.
Yeah, no, bro, we got CD, bro. Oh my god.
I love you, faggot.
I love you, dude.
Well, I hope you listen to the fat cat. You're gonna love that, man. You're gonna love it. Okay, let's get really into the game now. I think we should focus a bit. Okay, so I've had a little bit of a food. Most important thing, woo! And then their team are also getting ready. Forest had some few issues, but seems like they're all fixed now. Just gonna wait for the confirmation. Everything definitely is fixed. Okay, yeah, she is fixed. Okay, so let's go and welcome Lavisa and Dir. Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm great. How about yourselves?
Yeah, not too bad, man. What's going on? The guys are going crazy.
Oh man, there's some kitty love going around here for a particularly fluffy boy.
I don't know if he actually knows what's going on, or even over the voice we just had. Someone's gonna have to clip that. We're gonna have to show Fat Cat as soon as we finish the game. I want to get a live reaction, actually, if I can. So we'll see what happens at the end of the game.
I mean, he's got his fan following. He has to put out. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, and
We
we
got
did
that,
say we wanted some animal noises, didn't we?
Ooh, maybe. I don't want to pressure him too much, but maybe we can get a rawr.
We'll see if we can get something.
Kitty crew.
Okay, so it seems like the team are actually getting ready. How do we feel about this? Like, I know we kind of spoke about it. They got just a reminder for those who missed it. It was 15 minutes and 53 seconds they have to beat, and this team have to do it. There is a little bit of a fighting talk between the two teams, which is great to see. The first team, Satswats, did have some nerves, a little bit of nerve-wracking going on there. 3 of them were streaming, so everything's open for people to see. I'll get them to actually link their streams over at some point. Do we feel like this team are going to get the nerves hit them as well? Or do we feel like they're actually going to go really and take their word? They did say they're going to get a 15-minute.
Oh man, well, the pressure is on, and I think they're definitely feeling it. But you know what? They do have a slight advantage. They did have a chance to watch the other team in action. So now it's basically a game of we can do it better than you can. But let's see if they're going to do that or not. Maybe we can switch up the strategy and do something really spectacular out here.
See, that's the thing. It's if they actually couldn't do 15 minutes and try to push the other team to try and achieve that, will we be able to actually see something out of nowhere? Are we going to try and see a new tactic? Are we going to see... Like, we have so many unlimited choices right now that it's... I can't predict what's going to happen. I actually can say, and this is kind of something I'm going to go by, I think there's going to be a difference between the two teams by about 30 seconds total. Whether it's above or below.
Man. What a prediction. And, as you said before at the early match, this map really has a lot of different places to hold. So it could, who knows what's going to happen. A lot of interesting things could happen. This map is really kind of a unique one, not only in its, design, but in a lot of the holdout spots.
Yeah, there's... And it's also the RNG factor that we need to reminder. We did have the clip that's in the Discord right now. I'm not going to play it at this moment, but it definitely will be there and it'll be sticking around for a while. But we had the massive, right at the end, the massive spawn of like, I don't know, was it something around about 12, 13 large Zeds back to back. And that's not including some of the scrapes that happen afterwards. Like, they really hit that mark. Will it happen again here? I doubt it. But may they get another surprise? Who knows?
I think they said they're ready, and they're lock, stock, and ready to go.
Once again, good luck to this team, because The pressure's on them right now. They are the second team to be playing. They have a target, whereas the first team didn't. It was, this is what we're going to achieve.
I've got this one spare.
So...
Oh, weapon switching going on in the very first part already.
I don't need it.
Grabbing as much ammo as they can. Good timing
Using
spent.
the gates for their advantage immediately.
They are rushing towards, by the looks of it, the same location. We are seeing the hopscotch again, just like the other two. Oh no, wait. Only one jumped. Oh, there we go. Then we get another jump. Here we go.
Yes, you gotta get those jumps. It's just not the same if you don't jump, you know.
Okay, they are doing a different location.
Also, they do have the same team build as the previous build, so I guess they're also just very confident in that way, I guess. Today about the trap, you know, electrocuting some more players.
Ooh. Okay, so this is one location I personally did think that one of the teams would use. Have you used this yourself, personally?
Not too often, but I know these traps can do a lot of work, and they don't have too much coordination in pubs to do this often, so I'm very interested to see how they're going to work it.
So if I remember correctly, it was about 4 or 5 minutes, and we were on wave 3. That's trying to remember off the top of my head. So there is some pros and cons to this location. Spawns a little bit slower, but the one thing they do get is that the trap itself is a free EMP effect. It's free crowd control. So if they have the right spawns, they can take out the large Zeds very effectively without having to worry about spending certain mechanics, to say the least.
For sure, that trap can be really effective in maybe just killing some large Zeds up front. But look at this great line of sight, and the commando is really putting the work in there just by getting his headshots in and using the Z timer extension to its fullest extent out here.
With this EMP effect, obviously they're going to be wearing around with the animations and all that, and it's going to help out a lot with the Z time extension, being able to pinpoint their shots, saving the ammo.
Just check out the spawn of the Zeds outside the doorway here. They're actually spawning directly to the door on the left and the front, which is very interesting. Just spawning out here right on top of them almost.
Now, I do think this is going to be a little bit slower. Actually, I would say about 15%, 20% slower than the previous team has used. But it's whether they can figure out another plan to abuse this location. Obviously, with the first team, they abused the spawn rate and in their face. Risky move. This one's a bit more safe, I would say.
You know, it could be maybe a little bit slower, but maybe it's also they can just kill that more efficiently since they have the longer line of sight. They could just use that to their advantage and come out with the time, just time save on that part.
So I am looking at the back end spot with the firebug where the spawns are, and it does actually seem the spawns are very similar to the previous team, where it's using the above level. But these are, like, for the location they got, they are spawning further away. And for being out of sight, that's a dangerous... how can I put it? It's going to be dangerous for the actual end result. We do see a Scrake coming from this way.
Oh yeah, that Scrake actually popped in straight up on this balcony over here. Not only are they dropping down on top, but they're actually spawning, like, dead spawning in their blind sights. So they're putting it to work right now.
Oh, they had a Scrakey side.
Going through.
They just couldn't kill him quick enough. So War did take around about 30-40 damage. It's on 74 health. I'm not too sure if he has got the 50%. I don't think he does.
Surprised that the freeze did not go through. Even though he was raging, it did hit him, and he just wouldn't be frozen at that point.
So, do you think they will get another wave skip? The trader is 80 meters away. 78 to be
I
specific.
think they're gonna. I think they really just really want to, at least until it gets a little bit closer. They're kind of struggling already with Scrake coming in so tight. That could have been just a miscommunication, but I think they're definitely going to just try to skip for another one, or at least until closer trader. They don't want to walk 80 meters, you know, to I feel like a big time chunk.
Yeah.
Especially when the pressure is already on them.
So depending on how they manage this trader, and depending on the location of the next one, I think they might actually go for another skip after that to try and make up some time. Obviously this depends on the trader location. I think the next one after that one could potentially be underneath instead of around the corner. So I don't know if they want to risk it just to quickly get through, but like you said, it depends on all these other factors. But it does seem like they're actually making the move. No?
Oh wow, yeah, they just seem to be leaving the location. Maybe they're just not feeling comfortable enough with the low ammo or their weapon selection. The gunslinger is making the move, and
no, they definitely went for it.
Maybe that was just to secure the location.
So the next one is going to be 67 meters.
Miscommunication.
Much better. Cheers.
Okay, let me just quickly try and find. So the next one will actually be in the upper floor area, with the fireplace. So
It's actually. Is that correct? It's showing to me that it's outside by the lobby.
oh, it could be actually. Oh yeah, it could be by the front.
Yes, by the
Yeah,
front gate.
that probably would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It's. I'm not too sure how to think about it.
Location.
I think they have to skip it, but it depends on their ammo. If they can swap their ammos around, try and get the ammo back, skip that one, then afterwards go to the trader, no matter how force the trader, and then they get their top tier weapons, and then they just speed run the last few. I think that's going to be an option here. I'm
They're
just
really using that Z time to work those weapon switches in there and really using the best of it.
I'll be honest, it definitely does feel slower at the current moment. We haven't really seen much of the large Z action though. We've seen 2 Scrakes and one went really well. The other one went kind of sloppy. I know it's only like, you know, spawned weapons. But like you said, it could have been miscommunication.
It feels slower, I mean, just because, you know, the time is moving slower because the Z time has just really been extending so much. Now, I mean, while the timer's not moving that as fast, you know, actually, I explained to the viewers, the Z time does not actually like run in real time, or actually the game clock does not run in real time. It's actually taking apart the Z time and actually slows down with it. So there's not actually a loss of time like would be expected if it ran in real time.
Yeah, so using the Z time extension definitely is worth it. It makes no difference to your time whatsoever. Okay, we do get a couple of large Z spawns. Just figure out where they're coming from. Oh, I do hear one. Okay, quarter coming from the EMP side. As the EMP, that instantly slowed him down. Yep, it deraged him. Second one being deraged. Took a hit,
EMP
but
is really doing work.
yeah, they're definitely got an ideal plan here. It's whether they can actually pull it off though. If they can kill like fast enough to make use of it, this would literally, I think, speed up way more than the previous one was. This one's actually taken advantage of the EMP crowd control. The other team took advantage of the spawn rates. Obviously, that was a much riskier plan to actually pull off. They're actually running towards this trader.
Everyone okay?
Good on them, and I was actually a little worried there because they did have some stragglers where the firebug had to double back and get him.
Let's all live through
I'm
today. I flipping dare you.
Okay, so let's see if
And
they can
they're
actually
fine
make
early.
up time. This is going to be a big deal for them. Because the longer they wait on this one, the longer the actual general time is going to be.
Just leave this here in case.
Because at the moment we're looking at
Awesome work.
23 seconds skip. Not the best,
Yeah,
but let's see if they can make up
I
with
hear
it.
ya.
Maybe with the extra weapons
Yeah,
that
they
they're buying
got good
now,
weapons.
they could actually really kill way quicker. Especially the EMP side with the Rangers.
Kills even better than it heals. This.
So we are seeing a 401. We're actually seeing two of them. We're seeing the Scorcher. I believe that's called HRG Scorcher. Now that's going to be really, really good in the EMP side. But it's whether he's going to stay this side or not. Sharpshooter with the M14.
Commando's M16.
I can't see anything else that they got. Oh, an M16 on the Commando. Okay.
And I think the gunslinger has a single a 1911. I think he gave one to the Sharp as well. Sharp is using his M9 right now, though.
Okay, so right now, basically, the Commando is set. There's two 401s. He's got the M16. Commando is set. Like, he doesn't have to buy anything else until the boss wave now. With the medic being able to actually do what he's doing now, he can swap the guns with the Commando, and then just keep doing the buff. Because he doesn't need the ammo.
True enough, if they can just hold out with this setup, I mean, they might be good for and save a whole bunch of time instead of running to the trader like the 2 or 3 times, the 3 times that Sad Swats did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm out.
Oh. Four coming from the backside. Two of them. One down. Ah, so he's got the, I forgot what them handgunners are called. The one with the M19 with the double barrels. AF.
I think just the quad M1911.
I think it was the AF 20 something, I think they're called.
That's a DLC weapon, correct?
Yeah?
I've actually seen
Maybe?
a decent amount of those in play before, and I haven't used them myself, but they do seem like to be a very powerful choice.
Yeah, definitely very powerful. But they do have the price of the kick. Which is actually the downside. Oh, we actually do see the firebug with the primary weapon. It does seem like they are actually trying to push. But are they going for a trader? We got 4 of them moving towards the trader, it seems. And you got the other 2. A different way. They are. I think they're going for a skip.
Huge skip at 58 seconds. They put it in. That's what is that? 56 seconds?
Yeah, 52 seconds.
52-second skip. Wow.
They're definitely making up the traders. But when you compare to the other team, 15 minutes 53. They got 6.5 minutes to complete. Wave 5, 6. Ooh, I hear the Fleshpounds.
I wonder if they're going to use these traps to actually to their advantage. I'm very looking forward to these traps coming out because this is going to be very interesting.
Okay, so Firebug side, we are seeing a Scrake. We're seeing 3 quarters coming from the bottom stairs. They are being CC slightly from the bottom, though, which is actually kind of worrying. We are seeing the freeze thrower coming in. And here comes
These
the...
forward columns are not lasting.
Ah, they're dead. So that is a bit of a worrying thought, now that I've just seen that. The Scorcher going out towards the stairs, going down the stairs. Every time the quarter touched it, it kind of stumbled. It did slow them down getting to the actual players. Will this be a negative factor? We'll have to see.
I actually do think it has already been a little bit negative vector because every time they had to kind of push out a little bit just to try and kill as many Zeds during the end of the trader or the end of the Zed waves, there always does seem to be a couple stragglers at the bottom of the stairs working their way back up, and that the Firebug kind of has to work his way down to get them. So that could be a problem. I'm just enjoying the Zed time Firebug combo where he's just spamming these, yeah, the squirt shot.
So I just see the, if you look at the Scrake on the Empire side, look at the Sharpshooter. So, this is technically, he still has all his grenades. He doesn't have to worry about having the grenades spare. As long as he's got ammo, he's got the kill. But I don't know how this is going to play out with the Fleshpound. So Scrapes are not going to be an issue.
Especially on this side, it's and unless they got some kind of plan where they can just like again use the trap, which the trap looks so tempting. I just am waiting for it. Then yeah, they're just gonna have to. Oh, there goes a freeze right there. Actually, I think that one of the guys has a freeze thrower that I'm seeing him play. He's already frozen like a Fleshpound, not Fleshpound, but a quarter pound.
So they definitely have a freeze thrower. Okay.
Yes. Oh wow. So they didn't have to worry about a freeze from backside. The start has his freeze. There's a freeze thrower from the support, I think. And nice.
I don't think it's the support. I think it's the Gunslinger.
Such accuracy.
Oh wow, that'd be that's a pretty interesting choice. Well, let's see here in a second. Good. This is a good trader right there for him.
Okay. Gunslinger didn't actually get any ammo though. They were the one chasing around. So, yep, there you go. He's definitely got the freeze thrower.
I'm fast and I freeze.
Now, the pressure is on these guys. We need to remember that. Because they now technically have 4 minutes to complete 2 waves and a boss. And these traders are going to be crucial.
I think they'll be. Yes, I think they're going to probably have to skip the boss wave by if they're really going to come in and do it. And they're going to have to really manage the wave 7 big guys that are going to come in and do a lot of damage. These freezes are on point in the back.
Is it enough? This is the big question right now. Is this enough to give them the edge? Or is it actually delaying them?
Grakes galore coming through the backside, and it's not really mattering because the Helios rifle is coming out with infinite ammo.
Absolutely deleted, is all I can say. It does seem like they're not using the EMP.
Yes, yeah.
Oh. Damaging themselves again with the nail bomb. Core comes in. Dies. So I did hear the nail gun just there.
I like how that support literally just punches him in the face with a nail gun. I thought the nail gun was supposed to be a melee weapon. I mean, come on.
No, I definitely want to jump into the voice comms on their last wave, but at the start. This is going to be very. I just want to see if they're going to be really pushing for them, or if their nerves are slowly going to get to them, because they're not really getting the efficiency of the last Zeds coming towards them like the last team had. They had a consistent flow. This one seems to be getting the scrakes, but The callers, not so much. We do see a Fleshpound on the EMP side.
Over. Raged.
He's raged, he's walking right through. Gunslinger going down to 30 health. 40 health? Yeah, 30. Got 4 bloats coming on the EMP side. 6 bloats. Okay, freeze throw coming in. EMP effect. I got another 4 more bloats coming. Now normally bloats are not an issue, but when you stack them up in a small hallway, they're just gonna be taking up so much damage.
Agreed.
It basically means
1
precision
minute.
is key there.
Actually, about 2 minutes because I was reminded of the audience that Sad Squat's official time was 15:53. They're really gonna have to skip and just nail this last wave down, and probably have to skip the next wave.
Yeah.
Or skip the boss fight.
The 53-second skip. Final wave. Support looking at half of the primary ammo, if not less. Maybe about 45%. Everyone else looking pretty much full. Mono could easily swap with the medic. Right, before I ever forget, I'm going to jump into the chat.
Careful. Another rage. Careful.
Dead. Leave the husk effect at. I got him.
Yeah, he's being a son.
Another KP raged. Coming in.
Throwing grenades.
Oh, yo. Scrake on me.
I knocked him over.
He's still alive. He's still alive. He knocked.
You
Down.
got him. You got him.
Get the call on me, dude.
Not sure how many I have. I can't really see anything.
You
need help, Luke, or Fat Cat?
I think I'll be okay. Yeah.
Leave that. Thank you. That's it. That's all I've got. We got a lot of larges on our lane. I think we'll be okay. One left.
Nah, psych.
Okay, that's actually it, I think. I'm just blind fire now. Oh, I was so close. Oh, man. I was so close, dude.
Can we make sure that LOS a bit more? Yeah.
One strike. I have some.
I hear QP's coming in. Yep.
Ready to shoot. Oh, they're right.
He's raged. One's around the corner. Yep. Dead. Down.
That's it.
There's another one.
Nice. LOS.
Damn, bloats. What the? Stop.
ASL?
Yeah.
Let's go the striker. Or,
I have like full.
He's low. Done.
Dead.
Him out. Nice.
Dead. Might be one more left. That's a blow.
No more.
£4 far. Raging.
Yeah, just shoot him. Perfect. Perfect.
Nice. Husk back. Take him out. Are you sure we need to go to this trader?
Yes.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
Yes. We have.
I'm out of ammo. In fact, like,
I can do refill.
oh, I need to get the trader weapon.
Next
also.
time, next attempt.
2 husks, 1 husk.
Yeah, that quarter.
He's down. Raging's
I
great.
need some help on our lane a little bit.
We can't.
Sorry,
We
no,
can't.
sorry.
I got the larges on the back. Go for front.
Help!
Yo, I got him.
Throw another frag, maybe?
I'm out of.
Okay, so they're definitely feeling the nerves. You can tell in their voices. You can tell by their reactions. They're taking it from both ends, and the help calls They're definitely feeling it in this spot, in the situation at the moment. You even heard the call, we have to hit this trader. We have to hit this trader. So,
First one who gets killed is a rotten egg.
unfortunate traders, I would say, in this position. Having to be so far away, they have to get in there, spend, just get as much time as they can, and then just obliterate the Kim Fleshpound. And hope that it spawns very close.
Very true, and just on a side note, I'm surprised no one's actually trying to use this cage over here. Hopefully it gets to some use, but it would be really fun to get a boss in the cage. Yes, the calls, the chat, just crazy. They're doing a lot of damage. They're definitely feeling the pressure, and honestly, I'm feeling it as well, just watching them.
So they have gone over the time, they have lost this round, but can they still complete this round? Will it cost them a life? Because they don't really want to be going through and having their nerves taken up now, because that'll make it even harder for the next round. But they are obliterating him very, very quickly right now. But the quarters are catching up onto him.
Get rid of the bells. Yes, this is not a very good area. Quarter pounds can come from on top, from the sides, but it does not matter. He didn't even get a laser off.
18-44.
How's that? Ready to kill?
Crazy match.
Now we can definitely say this was 100%, you know, a very good matchup. They definitely tried up. Unfortunately, they weren't able to actually take the win for this round, but they do have the opportunity to bring this back on the second round. Now, I'm hoping they can keep their nerves in control and be ready for the second round. Learn from this experience. You know, try and use that in for the next one. Try and get something else to, you know, go to the next step. Let's see which ones we are to join us. Now, let's see how their healing was. So when we can actually compare the healing across from the last team as well. Wave 1, 89, not much difference, about 10 difference. Then 283, so that was doubled. 247, 171, 137, then 362, 324. They definitely were getting the healing done towards the end, as the later it got. Definitely making it a bit harder for them to actually manage the waves. I'm still not fully convinced that the tactic was actually the better choice. I still think they slowed themselves down. Not to actually say they did a bad job. That is nothing to do with what I'm trying to say. I just think the EMP effect, very good idea. That was very initiative. They really pulled that off. The downside was the opposite side of it, where they weren't able to keep their spawn rate fixed to a higher level, and the spawns ended up being underneath them, which made it even worse. Like the previous team had it so they were above, so they dropped down, so there was a shortcut. But going from down to above, you have to go all the way around the stairs, and that's where it got very complicated for them. They didn't hit the 15 minutes they promised.
Yeah, where they're bragging about, or like two sad swats. Do you think that was the main mistake? Is just the Zeds taking their sweet time, working their way up from the down, or what would you say, in your opinion, was slowed them down and made them cost them this match?
I genuinely am gonna say just the back side of it. The EMP side, they just couldn't clear fast enough. If they could clear that fast enough, maybe the other side would have been slightly faster. There's a lot of theories behind this, and it's not all going to be 100% true until you actually try it. But at the same time, you know, from what I saw, it's like, okay, they definitely had a defect, like it was countering each other kind of thing. The concept was good, but it's the spawn control. the spawn control was the absolute major part of the make or break. Jesus Christ! Now I've got to figure out who's who, because they changed all their names.
Yes, I very kind of agree with you on that part. Spawn control on that one section really was kind of a factor, because the firebug did have to double back a couple times just to clear the area, and the gunslinger had to push out the other side to make sure there weren't any more Zeds coming back around. I also think that the trader really kind of got to him this time, and cost him a decent chunk. A couple decent chunks, actually. The trader spawn was just very unfortunate for them, and they didn't really seem to have the push they wanted to clear the area and get there at the time they wanted to. Otherwise, that great game. They really had some great ideas, and it's still, no matter what, very exciting to see.
Yeah, that's the one thing I did actually forget to mention was actually the trader distances. They definitely got unlucky with the trader distances. So I think even if they were closer, I don't think the spawn rate would have been in their favor, but it definitely would have been closer. Being able to get the earlier tier weapons and then to abuse the actual kill faster factor. It's a tough one. It really is. Like, was a position effective enough that it would have done really well? But then again, it's kind of like, would it have been enough if the traders were closer? Like, is it a trader issue? Is it a spawn rate issue? It's very hard to judge.
For sure. I'd actually be interested to hearing what the captain's opinion are on how their matches went.
Okay, so we are going to have 4 of them join us in the chat. So let's see it. Bring these over. Let me make sure I got the right names though. So it will be.
Oh, I got the luxury of being first.
3,
Hell yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, obviously, where there's 4 of you, I'm going to go by one so they can at least learn the voices of who's who. I want you to introduce yourself because your names are nothing to what I'm used to seeing.
No worries, no worries.
Whose idea was it? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna say it was. I don't even know. There's too many suspects.
Okay,
Well,
so one by one, if you can just introduce yourselves.
I'll go first. So I'm Tamari. I'm Fat Cat's favorite sauce. I'm the team captain at Janitor Jedi Association, and I played Commando in the match.
Don't be shy, guys.
Wait, who's next?
I mean, I thought we're going down. The
I mean,
list, like,
oh yeah. Well, I mean, if we're going like that, then I might as well introduce myself as well. Well, hey, it's a guy. It's the one you've always been seeing in call, always seeing in chat, always seeing. It's Christian Death Metal, aka Lean Beef Patty, because nobody want beef. It's King of Fat Cats Deeg, you know what I mean? It's just I may be Firebug, but I get all the headshots. That's just how I do it. That's what I do. It's how I roll. But yeah, that's a little bit about myself. Anybody else want to take the mic or gotta hog it all day?
I'll leave the main event to Fat Cat.
I'm Fat
Oh.
Cat. My favorite's Fat Cat. Everyone's stealing my name. I played sharpshooter and I just got Zed time. That's all there is to it. Oh, and I had shot a lot of things.
Yeah.
all.
All right. I'm Newt, the co-captain of JJA, and I play support. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, what else to say? Like, I used the doomstick ? The fuck?
Yeah, what a dirty support player. How dare you use that weapon?
Yo, look. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa. I don't know if I said it before, but my name's Bell, by the way. I don't know if you caught it by that whole spiel, but I had to throw that in at the very end so that nobody gets confused. But yeah.
So let's jump straight into the questions. Okay. How do you guys feel like you did with the match? Now, before anyone answers that, we did hear some fighting talk that apparently you were going to get 15 minutes. So, how did that go?
Yeah, so that was Max, who was just messing around. But yeah, we actually, so to answer the question directly, based on our practices, like it went pretty well. I think we got some, how do I say it? So we were hoping we'd get better luck with traders, I guess, compared to how it went in practice, because we had a practice like God run where we just got like some really good RNG, and we're like, wow, this feels really good. Like we feel pretty comfortable with this spot. We really like the fact that on the lane that I was on, we could just have the EMP up like all the time. You know, like the whole setup felt good. Obviously, in practice though, in the game, it didn't work out exactly the way we wanted it to, and that was, you know, there's obviously a chance that could happen. But overall, we're still pretty happy with it. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about that, I guess.
So your actual timing that you got was
I think it was like 18.
So it was 1844, and it's actually the third fastest by 1 second. Yeah, the third fastest out of the whole tournament. So that's still an impressive time, especially in this kind of location. Now, the bit I kind of want to, I guess we kind of need to, you know, we'll go through each one of you for the thoughts, because the other team, what they were mentioning is that the nerves actually started to get to them. Now, they did have 3 of them streaming. I'm assuming none of you were streaming? Or did any of you have?
Nope.
No?
No, I wasn't streaming, no.
How was the nerves for you guys?
There couldn't be any commentators, but...
I mean...
Go ahead, Bill.
Oh, I was kind of like formulating myself, trying to like calm down, because I will admit, it's a little trade secret around the CD community, but I usually take like pre-workouts and stimulants before games, so I just kind of like calm myself down a little bit. But yeah, I think the nerves, it really is like every other game, really. Like, despite the fact that we are facing like in the finals, I feel as if it only really sets in around like wave 7, 6, and like boss wave, when the time really gets like up there in terms of how we can really save on it.
Yeah.
You know, so well, time really becomes like crunch time. Really is like at the beginning of the game where we're getting in. We're like, okay, here's what we do. Do we all know what we're doing? All right, great, good. And then when we're in the middle of the game, it's like, okay, you know, we're laughing, joking around. But when like 3 or 4 QPs come flooding into the room, we're like, okay, everybody do this. Okay, their guys are dead. Okay, everybody back to their stations. You know, so nerves, it like every other CD game pretty much. Like hills and valleys. When things get serious. But we try to keep it like as always, you know.
Yeah, I guess I'll go next. I have some stuff to add a little bit to what Bill said. Like, basically for me, I've been telling everybody, you know, let's just focus on the match, right? Like, obviously there's a lot at stake, you know, we need to get the win, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, there's all that. But at the end of the day, we're just playing KF2 together, right? Just like we always do. And let's just focus on the match. You know, if there's going to be some moments where, like Bell said, the hills and valleys, where things might go wrong against our expectations. And we did have moments like that in the match where, you know, we had to quickly turn around, help with some QP spam coming through the back. And in that moment, we were just like, oh my goodness, like, you know, what the heck's going on? We had to get all frazzled and stuff. And the thing I try to do there is just, you know, hey, let's calm down. Let's just get back to what's at hand. Just try to keep everybody calm. But more than anything else, like, we weren't really thinking about like what anybody else is doing, you know, what the other team's doing, just playing the game really, and just trying to do the best that we can. Oh, and also Max told me he did actually record the match, but he wasn't streaming it. But yeah, no one on our team was streaming as far as I know. And then he also wanted me to say, in response to Bell's stimulant thing, he said he was high AF. Which is also something that I know he does a lot. So.
Oh my god.
We like to live dangerously around
Classic
here.
Max.
Oh my god.
Clearly, obviously, the nerves weren't actually affecting you guys compared to the other team, from what it seems. It did feel like you did have some nerves, definitely at the end there, though. When I jumped in, you guys... I'm used to you guys being very casual, very jokey, a lot of sarcasm. This one actually was the most serious I've seen your team. And it definitely, you could tell when the gunslinger, I can't remember who you were, sorry, I do apologize.
It was Max.
Yeah, Max. When he got hit by the quarter, and there was 2 quarters coming at the same time, and it just didn't die quick enough that he got flung across the room.
Yeah.
you could definitely tell that some of you did actually have some nerves break a little bit and all that. Anyone want to kind of bring up like the emotions and the thought process behind that? Obviously, what you say is going to be different from the other side.
All I
I
remember.
mean, it's you.
Oh, my bad.
you
Just a memory. All I remember was I was out of M14 ammo. That's pretty much it. I was out of it. I had my 1958. I'm like, God, please get Z time right now.
Mhm.
I see a quarter. I just fan fire him, and it worked. And we got out of that situation. But I was calm. I knew, okay, if one of us dies, then I had a fun time tonight. That was the only thing in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's
You're at the mercy of the game. There's not much you could do.
right.
That's a
it's-
good point to make, actually.
Now, on our side, I'm not gonna lie. Fat Cat was just sitting there like, "The fuck is going on?" While most of them were just like, "Yo,
It was like,
yo, yo." We're just like,
I was calm. Like,
he was just sitting there like, "What's going on, fellas?" And we're just being pushed back.
Yeah, like
and then we're just trying not to scream our ears off, some shit like that. We're like, "Hey, breathe, breathe." He's just saying like, "Huh?"
yeah, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like
I'm like, wait, what? It's going.
It's like-
1858 turns around. Hey.
it's like a good like school fight almost, like where it just starts. Everybody's like, "Wait, what's happening? Are those two fighting? Oh, guys, those guys are fighting! Put their phones out! World Star!" Like everybody, like it's like a domino effect of like who's wilding,
that's actually
who's
true.
going crazy. Then someone else goes mad. It's like mass hysteria almost, and then we just got like, "Okay, they're dead. Calm down, calm down."
Yeah.
So it's again like hills, valleys.
Whenever I saw you guys try and take out a Scrate and it would do its like little ballet act or whatever, I was like, wait, my freeze won't like activate if it keeps doing attacks. And by the time I'm like, should I waste it? Should I waste it? Are we going to trader this wave? Because remember, if I refill like once, get 6 nades, I'm set for the game, and there may be a chance that I may never get them again. And considering we were banking on a freeze thrower, I'm like, okay, things are relatively cool, quite literally. I think I'm like the safety net if things go wrong. And there never really was a point where it did go wrong. I just was focused on my lane, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I would have thrown, but every time you go like, do it, it would already drop dead, and I'm like, I trust him.
Yeah, I have one thing to add to that too. It's kind of funny because almost every match we played so far, you guys asked that question like, hey, how did it go compared to how it went in practice or what your expectations were and stuff. And almost every single match we've played, we've ended up making some like last second swaps. Like we actually had in the beginning practices where me and Fat Cat were actually on that back area. Because the thought in our mind was, there's so much stuff in the front where the EMP lane was that it would be the best to have the Firebug there because he could just melt everything, right? And so we had Fat Cat and I back there. But the issue with that back was that, and I'm sure you guys saw this, is it's such a close quarters like lane. When they come around the corner, they're in your face, right? And ultimately, it was not only making it difficult for me to get extensions, but it was making us panic. The exact same thing you heard when you came in the voice, but except it was us this time. And we're like, Max, get over here, help us out with this large, So it's kind of funny to us how like it flip flops. Like it was them chilling over on the other lane, and then we're panicking, and then we swapped it to me being on the front with Fat Cat, and now they're panicking. That back section was just it's just pretty hectic in general. But yeah.
So that's actually the one area I wanted to talk about was actually the strategy and everything behind it because it was pretty unique. So was it a team decision with the location and the idea of it, or was it? Two people kind of went, okay, right, we've looked into the research, we can do this and that. How was the plan actually made up?
Well, so we had a couple spots in mind. There was, let me think if I can think of this. We were going to try either that spot, of course. That was one of the first ones we thought about. When the map was first announced, we just kind of got together and, hey, we all know the map really well. What do you think seems like a good spot? And that one was brought up almost immediately. The other one was going to be the hold in the club, the classic one that everyone likes to do. Below the club, which is also a very good spot. And then I think we were also going to try the back area in like where the wagons are, where you spawn. It's like a one-way drop. We were thinking about trying all of those, and we kind of settled on that one that we did just because it was kind of unique, and it ended up actually being the fastest one that we tried. We didn't get to try all 4 of those, but of the ones we did try, that was the fastest one. And I personally like that spot because of the EMPs. Monster Ball is actually one of my favorite maps in the game, and I've played so long in it, and I've always loved that spot because it's a great way, like on those endless pound emoting waves, just derage all the Fleshpounds. And it was the thought process behind it was, hey, if we get like a crazy spawn respawn, all I gotta do is hit that EMP lever, and everything's deraged. And I'm gonna need help still, but at least we have like 5 seconds instead of 1.
Yeah, of course.
And if things hitting the fan, and the both sides are getting pushed, then at least my side isn't so crazy. We can help them get their side done, then they can swap and help me. But as far as like the idea, I mean, yeah, we all kind of came up with it as a team. It was one of the first like things that we thought about, and it just ended up working the best for us.
So it did seem like you guys knew what you're doing. I'll be honest with you, it did seem like you had some good, strong pros, but you also had some very strong cons for the location as well. Usually, most teams kind of go, okay, right, what's safe enough and all that. It didn't feel like there was much risk involved for this location, apart from, the back end, which you did mention, where you had to have the firebug. I guess, yeah, that I do definitely agree with. You didn't have to worry about the vent, which was standard, really. It seemed like you didn't really have anything spawn there. Really? Maybe once or a couple of times a wave. So that wasn't really an issue. The spawn rate felt like it was rather slow for what it actually was, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That was... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go on.
Oh, that was another point of contention as well, and a bit of a factor into how we had that last-minute switch between me and Tamari's lanes, was the actual LOS line of sights. Where I was like, okay, we were like, okay, we need like the spawn rate to be as fast and as swarmy as possible. I don't know if that's a word. I'm gonna call it a word for now. Basically, have them flood the room as much as possible, just to get as much done as possible, just so we can get the like waves over. And for that, I was like, okay, if Tamari's like having trouble clearing this, and like if I switch over there, then I'm gonna have to hold like all the way to the left, basically, so that I don't know if you noticed, but if I held like just in front of the door, then I could have direct line of sight of Tamari's lane in the back with the EMP.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, like me and Newt just have to hug the wall, like we're best friends, just bring it in, hold that lane like that, so we can have just as much line of sight as possible. And I guess in the end, maybe somebody, like probably myself even, we just kind of a little bit too much not holding that wall, and maybe we kind of lost some line of sight there. So that may have factored into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it is what it is. When shit went, haywire, we just wanted to kill stuff. We wanted to make sure that nothing is in our spot, and we didn't even think about like the other lanes. Like majority of the time, we're just hugging on the right side rather than sticking with our plan. But we did try our best to stick to the left as much as possible until largest came through. Then afterwards, we just have to, do the whole mass control, making sure that everything is okay. And then afterwards, we just zoned in and just forget about everything else. So I agree with Bell. It's just maybe that could have been a factor of it, but who knows?
So
yeah, it's really hard to say. Oh,
no,
I was
go
going to
on.
quickly add. It's really hard. It's really hard to. There's just so many factors that factor into like
Yes.
which spawns are available at which times, because like there's obviously a line of sight, right? If you're looking at a volume, then unless the mapper has like clicked a specific flag, then you looking at it, like being able to see it. Sorry, I shouldn't say looking at it. If you're like within like a a line trace from it, if you can like draw a line between you and the thing, then it actually won't be allowed to spawn. But a lot of people don't know too that there's also a radius involved,
Yes.
where if you're too close to it, even if you can't see it, if you're too close to it, it can't spawn stuff either. And so, and then all that comes together, also like there's a cooldown on some spawn volumes, like when they spawn things, they can't be used again for a certain amount of time, and that's all just like completely map dependent and area dependent and stuff like that. So it's really hard to say exactly like why it was slow, if anything. I definitely think that if we had more time, and this isn't really anybody's fault, it's just we just didn't get as much time as we wanted to prep all the spots. I mean, like I said, we had 4 spots we wanted to try, and we ended up only getting to do like 3 of them. And so maybe the last one we would have tried would have been a bit faster, but in our practices, the one that we did during the match just now was the fastest one that we had found.
Okay, so just to kind of help with, because I don't know if you guys are going to go back and watch maybe some of the things that kind of factored into it. From what we were looking at, so Neil, we'll let you kind of jump in this as well. We were trying to figure out what actually the pros and cons were, and like what actual factors were the biggest parts, because obviously your EMP effect had a really good pro to it. But the con to it was obviously the animation, so the person who had to kill him efficiently, but it also slowed them down at the same time. Whereas your other side, yes, it was faster, but it felt like most of your spawns were actually downstairs. So I don't know if you guys kind of noticed that. So where they were downstairs, they actually had to go all the way around the stairs, and that's when they came up. But there was also one moment where I saw when you had the Scorcher being used across the hall, and it went down the stairs. The triple quarter pound, I don't know if you remember that. They were coming up the stairs, and as soon as they touched your fire, they stumbled. So they were literally out for another 2 seconds. So I don't know if that's going to help out for a future thing. That's just something I kind of noticed. So there was a lot of factors, like literally could have been thrown in there, whether they were good or bad. Like there was so much to actually think about that I don't think there's going to be a solid thing we can say, okay, this is your issue. This is what was really good. Because there's so many things involved, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
If you actually had to... Yeah, go on, sorry.
Oops. And at this point of the competition, that's kind of, I guess what's kind of matters. It's nothing like really large issues. It's just all the small things that kind of accumulate, But I mean, otherwise, I think, yeah, you can go ahead, Flux.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, yeah, I kind of forgot. No. It's just kind of... Don't take this as negative, by the way, guys. I know it sounds like it kind of is. It's probably just me being tired. But it's like... It's a very weird and unique strategy. And for me, I like to analyze these kind of things to see how it works and what actually happened. So that's just me kind of throwing my ideas out. So I apologize if it comes out across wrong.
Oh, no, it sounds about right. Weird and unique is kind of the group we have.
Yeah.
If anything, I take that as a compliment. Thank you. That means a lot.
No, it's all good, man.
I love that.
I know some people might take it a bit wrong because I like to analyze a lot of stuff.
I'm flattered. We all are.
So, if you actually kind of...
the spike trap to come out.
Yes, were you originally actually going to use the trap at all?
Oh, the floor trap?
No, because would drop and then they would like go around. It would actually waste time. We actually, during practice, it was hilarious because every trader I buy the gunslinger a weapon or two for backup. And one time I threw his guns on the trap. They slipped through the beams. Everyone's screaming, "Where's my gun?" I'm like, "Yo, it's in the trap." So at the end of the wave, we opened the trap, and oh man, we just wasted so much time. This is during practice, though. Thank God. So we were more cautious to throw our guns in the corner where our medic was hiding, what the vent was, and we never had that problem again.
That's hilarious.
I know.
So we'll go through a couple more questions before we end it. First of all, if you could actually repeat the same strategy again, what would you change? If you would like to change, like if you want to stick to it, obviously stick to it. But if you were able to do it again, would there be anything you would change? I guess is a better way of putting it.
I guess find a better position. That's really it. Just
well, I mean, if you do the exact same one again, I think maybe we could have maybe used a different weapon, perhaps. One concern that I had with the strategy, right? It's kind of, I guess, in line with what you were saying, Flux, about how they're getting slowed down by the EMP and stuff. Was just the fact that like there's just so much stuff in that lane, and I actually can't keep up with killing all of it. It's so crazy, right? And if we could find a better weapon that would help us kill those things quicker, then we could get more things appearing, right? Because you're killing Zeds, there's more Zeds spawning because of that. And we actually discussed this like momentarily, not very long, about using a weapon like, for example, like the arc generator. You could fire one of those little blue balls down the hallway, it'll just destroy anything in the hallway, hide, get some more stuff to spawn, right, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying that would be the case necessarily that we would do, because that gun's really expensive for one. It's also very heavy. It's just not very money like economically, right? Especially when you're not really sure what the trader's going to be and stuff like that. But I definitely think like that's one point of contention, is not only maybe LOSing that EMP lane more for one, but for two, just finding a way to, actually, let me back up again really fast too. The other reason I was there as well is because I needed to get extensions, right? So finding a way to make sure that we're not clogging it up and like leaving them there, which would be inefficient, but still giving me the ability to get as much extensions as I can. I think that'd be one of the major things that we could fix about that hole if we were to repeat the same one. As far as the backside, I mean, when I was there in the practice sessions, I did notice what you said about how they come from the bottom more. I think if anything, like, I wasn't sure what happened in the match, obviously, because I wasn't back there. But like one thing that we had in practice was where, we were making mistakes where we would accidentally, rage an FP before he gets in the door, or stumble a scrake when we're trying to freeze him. And so really, it's like the key to that spot is letting the large actually get in the door, which is kind of scary. And then taking them out there. Because if you rage them outside, then they're all going to come in angry. And then, or in the case you explained, see, I actually noticed that, of course, because I was on the other side. But those 3 QPs that were stumbling outside, had they gotten angry during that, then they would all come in angry. And it would be like 5 times harder to hold them back,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that's, I guess that's about all I can think of for that. But mainly my side, really, if anything, just getting them down so they can open up more spawns.
So, with obviously going through that, would that be kind of... Do you think it might have been a weapon kind of situation where if maybe 1 or 2 perks maybe you change up a weapon to maybe clear faster or have more ammo handling? Do you think that could have been a key factor to be able to kind of work around that?
I mean, it's hard to say. Like again, I said earlier with the spawns and all that, but yeah, I think LOSing and then changing a weapon, something, I don't know. Like if it's not the arc generator, then maybe somebody has like a scorcher or something and uses it. I'm not exactly sure. We haven't really thought much about it, but just off the top of my head, that's what I would think of. But
Okay.
Someone I didn't hear exactly who it was a moment ago, but they said find a new spot, and I think if anything, that's probably the better solution. It's just to find a better spot. We didn't get to practice all of our spots, so
Yeah, we only had like what, 2? We had the EMP trap and we had the nightclub.
yeah.
The dance floor, and then there were other spots that we wanted to try, but like we just didn't have enough time, and that really did like influence the outcome of the match.
Yeah, at least for us. Like I just got done being sick, so I was like out for a couple days, and then I've been really busy with work. So it's it's just life stuff. We just didn't have as much time as we wanted. But yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to add anything towards that bit before I move to the next question?
No.
Good to go.
I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, besides, like, there's definitely, like, a bias, at least personally, about, like, kind of sticking to the guns. Like, okay, like, this match worked with these amount of guns, and this match will work with these amount of guns. Because originally I had an idea about using the thermite bore in that lane, but I thought to myself, okay, like, sirens can defuse them, and if I'm out of Z time, then I have to deal with reloading and stuff like that, and it's not as consistent as, like, the Scorcher, and it kind of just became a point of, do I want to, because going with Tamari's point of not having much time as we wanted to in order to practice certain things, is do I want to dedicate the little time that we do have with the people that we're playing with to focus on an entirely different strategy than what to work? And do you want to invest that time into that thing when another strategy will work?
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, I feel I'm with everybody else, like, maybe try a different spot, maybe LOS more, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
So the other part was kind of like being able to pick maybe 2 MVPs that you would consider for your team. Let's say it's nothing personal, it doesn't mean anything or anything like that. It's kind of like if you can't pick anyone, don't force yourself. But it's kind of like something between you guys to kind of like, you know what, this person really stood out for what I saw. So it's kind of like a nice little compliment towards your team.
Shout out.
Yeah. So we'll go from the top of the list down the bottom, so we can get like an easy listing for you guys. So Fat Cat, who do you think 2 people that really stood out for the team in this one, in your opinion?
Ah, man, I wish we could skip because I really got to think about this. But
Mhm.
I always, no matter what, will always give my vote to the support because without him, we would not have ammo. We would not get the times we would be getting if it weren't for him. So I'll give it to Newt just because he deserves it. And I'm caught between the medic because there were some really close calls, really close calls, and Max. But I have no idea. That's rough because Max was helping me out. He actually handed me my 1858. And I'm like, bro, I need a gun, and he sauced me, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have gotten the extensions I have. But oh man, this is so tough. I'll get you back on that. Just head on down.
Sure. So next one.
So I think for me, yeah, I would have to go with support. Not only because ammo box, of course, but also Duke plays a really vital role in the back because he's using the Doomstick. And when we call for larges back there, Bell's only there to keep the trash out, of course, and also in the event that we need to stumble, eat the stumble, of course. But Newt's really the main large killer back there. So for us, like that was a very important thing. So I would say Newt for one, and then probably Max because Max was also our flex player. Fat Cat was with me in the front, helping me clear like the mediums out, but Max was really floating back and forth between the lanes. And anytime one side was down, we'd call and he'd hop over and help us out there. So I think that was a really important role that we had in the team. So I'd say support and gunslinger.
Yep. Next one.
Bell.
I'm just like holding back. I'm being the wallflower in this case because I'm with everybody else. It's you had Max dealing with any lures that we screamed at him at. We have Tamari just getting the good commando extensions. Just the crowd always loves those. Yeah, Fat Cat just everybody, we need a phrase. We need 6 of them now. And just Fat Cat with a split-second decision, like, okay, do I throw him out like candy? Like, what do I do here?
Honestly,
like doing the mental math that fast,
Guys are like, we need a freeze. He literally drops a second later. I'm like, all right, they don't need it. Like every time, and I'm so glad I never threw them.
And we have like Newt. Now, personally, I have a bit of bias towards Newt because Newt's my homie. Honest to God, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, he took up the mantle of being the bench warmer from Ryan, and honestly, I don't think anybody else could have taken that. And so, just because he was the support and he basically made all of our he filled the role that makes all the runs possible, I guess I gotta give it to him. Just because he's my friend, but what I mean, I can't really think genuinely. I can't really think of anybody who was really up and down. Who was really the best or the MVP, rather. I think we all did really, really well.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I feel like everyone has played their roles perfectly. It's just, the outcome, we did our best. It's just, things happen, things happen. So, if you were to ask me the MVPs, obviously, Max was flexing both lanes. Fat Cat was freezing, getting all the starting Z time and stuff. Tamari extending, Bell just clearing waves after waves. Shanix is just healing, making sure everyone stays alive. But if you were to ask me who are the 2 MVPs, I would just say one. I would just say one for Bell for keeping that lane under control, majority of the time. When shit hits the fan, he's just there to fucking clear them out so we can focus on larges. And Max for flexing both lanes. That's
all right.
Lean beef patty, I stay grilling with the heat. You already know what's happening. I appreciate it, Newt.
I got my
Thank
nominee.
you so much.
I finally got my nominee for the last one, and I overlooked one thing. I had it between Max and Shanix, and I'm gonna have to give it to Shanix because we had one tactic with our thing, and during Z time, Shanix is always exchanging our weapons all the time whenever he needs it. So very useful. You know, very
Yeah.
underrated. He's healing us, but he's also saving us when we can't pick up from the support. So again, I give my vote to Shanix and New and Tamari, but I mean we can't because we need like 2, not 3. But that's all.
I mean, honestly though, if I had to like pick the second place, second place, it would have been Shanix. Especially he's over here just telling us, "I need a gun. I need a gun.
You never gave
Give me your gun." I'm just like, I'm over here like, "Yo, I'm fine. Get off of me." We're just yelling at each other. He's just like, "I need a gun." I'm like, all the times I knew him, like in this, like besides Fat Cat, I'm one of the people that actually knew him longer, and I've never heard him yell at me like that. He's like, "Give me the gun."
Oh my god! I'm just like that. That's oh my god. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm just like petrified, like, "Yo, Shanix, you're good." Oh god! I was like, "God damn, yo, I'm good." And then afterwards, I'm like, "Oh fuck, he yelled at me."
Shanix is in the back with a southern accent, like,
Nah,
"Don't get the gun."
He's
Wow,
like, "Give me
jeez.
the gun, give me the gun, yo, give me the gun." I was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, dude."
It sounds so dangerous out of context. Just give me the gun. all right, man.
Seriously, he had a gun facing towards me. If it was like real life, I was like, "Oh shit."
He's that serious. Taking no prisoners.
Seriously, dude. But no, I would say Code second place. If you had to give me another chance, I would say Shanix. He's the one that was operating the background, exchanging ammo with everyone and stuff like that. Oh yeah, him.
Sure. Sounds good. So we're gonna go to the last part. Obviously, don't let this get to you guys. You have a second. Well, you got tomorrow to be doing the second round. All I can say is, for all you know, you could be winning by 2 minutes on that one. You guys have done good so far. You still have the chance. Hey, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So
and I
keep
mean,
the confidence there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Obviously
I was
happen.
gonna say I just saw the time too, and like obviously GG's to almost said Fat Cat to Sad Squad. We're all talking about everyone's name is Fat Cat, and I just see Fat Cat all over my Discord.
Honestly, you guys, like, this gotta stop.
Nah. Yo, you get the recognition you deserve, man. We're all big fans.
Recognition, this is like stalkerish.
I mean, you're right here. You know what I mean? Hey, you can't hide it.
True MVP.
I know.
That's a secret. Everybody's actually Fat Cat. But no, like honestly, we're just trying to have fun and do the best we can. And I just saw the time just now. I actually didn't even I had no idea what they had gotten at all until after. So yeah, GG's to them. Good, they played really well. It's an insane time. It's like
15:53.
50 or something like that. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah.
We have some tricks up our sleeve for the one tomorrow. So we're just gonna do the best we can, and we'll see how it turns out.
Looking good. Now, this one's going to be a little bit weird. If there's anything you want to say to their team now, what would it be? For tomorrow's match.
Listen,
I know Bell's got some stuff to say.
I got something to say, y'all. I got something to say, y'all. I'm rubbing my hands like Goldberg right now because I got two things to get out of my chest. Because here's the thing, right? I'm gonna keep it like 100% with y'all. We're all CD players, right? I think we've all established this. We're CD players through and through, both our teams. Also, I see that KF2 General, the Skid Kid. Kid, don't be scared. Don't worry. This is going to be real short and sweet. So, all I got to say is this. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Whatever happens, happens. And at the end of it all, I just hope that maybe, possibly, you know what I'm saying? If anybody wants to play some CD after this game, we're more than welcome to have y'all. I run some skirm matches. Voodoo on their side plays skirm matches all the time. So if you want to play some CD, come hang out with us after the games. We're totally fine with that. We're cool. But I'll just have you know. I know Max threw the 15 minutes out there just to get y'all riled up, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I like it when my games are close, and I swear to God, if you get this dub and you get lax on Hellmark, don't, because I like my games close. And if we catch you lacking, we gonna be packing. So don't give me a limp game tomorrow. For real? For real. All right. That's all I had to say. Because, I just don't want to get a big head over this because I want my games close. I like it when there's an actual challenge to be overcome. So if you get this dub today and you want to play lax tomorrow, just keep that same energy. Because we're coming with the sculpture. And that's all I have to say about that. Tamari, Fat Cat, Nude, if you have anything else to say after that. Hopefully I didn't stir the pot too much with those words, but...
I mean, yeah.
Fighting words.
I guess after the tournament is settled, whenever win, lose, I don't think it matters. Just hit me up, guys. I'm literally, like, always there.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, come on.
We're all super close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, we literally play together, like, every day. Like, all the, like, both of our teams together. So, I guess what I can say, I know I see some of them in the chat. They'll know what I mean by this, but y'all better help me beat CS Office after the tournament's over.
There. Oh yeah, for sure. I swear to God.
That probably doesn't make any sense to anybody else in here, but I know they're watching.
Like,
so
someone's gonna type in the chat like, "We got you."
Naja's the worst looking
us.
map. I want something different to play that isn't Naja. Please come play Office, dude. Like, goddamn, it's a good time. Trust me.
Well, I'll be trying to run some events and all that before the next season happening, so I might be able to hit up with you guys, try and get some events going on.
Cool.
Sounds great.
I did say I was going to try and move into the control difficulty. I'm going to keep my word on that. So, yeah, kind of consider that as the official thing. Yeah, control difficulty is probably going to be the next one before I do another season. So we have to see on that.
Sounds good.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is there anything you guys would like to add before I move you over and we end up the stream?
I mean, same thing I always do. Just wanted to say thanks, to Sundar and Flux for both commentating. Thanks to Flux for hosting the tournament, of course. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks to the good match from Sad Swats. They kept it definitely interesting for us always. Yeah, I mean, it's just thanks to everybody. It was a good time. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Alright, so with that being said, I'm going to move you over, guys. Good luck for tomorrow. I am going to be floating around. I'm not going to be, Cruz will be streaming your match, so just let me know before. I'll try and get the server set up for you with the password and that, and I'll give it to you afterwards in the PMs like normal. Any issues, obviously hit us up.
You guys.
I will be home a bit later tomorrow, so I might have a bit of a slow reply, but I will be around. So any issues, let me know like you had earlier. Yep.
Cool. Sounds good.
But GG, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Take it
All
easy.
right,
Yes, thank you, man.
See you guys.
Same with you, Sundar.
What's up, guys?
Thank you.
Okay, so let's finish up this stream. Definitely been an interesting one. Two completely different strategies. Two very, very close friend teams. Anything could happen, and we've kind of got proof. Like, especially when it comes to strategies. The
Very
thinking
true.
process and everything behind it. It definitely is going to get to the point of what could they possibly bring out tomorrow in the next one's match. Like Cruz, maybe do a bit of research into that bit and see what they might possibly come up to. They seem like they're pulling up stuff that will be really interesting. But yes,
Yeah.
is there anything you want
I
to add to
wonder
that?
what Fat Cat's fans are going to do next.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going to be having... I'm going to come home tomorrow from work and see pictures everywhere, aren't I?
Probably just with various cats, most of them fat, and like you're going to know exactly what it means.
So, I want to say thank you once again, everyone, today for the support and everything. Well done to the two teams so far. Obviously, only one team can go through, but they still have a fighting chance tomorrow. Let's see if we can get a one-way draw, and then see if we can get a third match happening on Sunday. If that happens, holy shit. That's all I can say. There's nothing else I can really say around that. So, definitely hyped up to see all that. Yeah, I guess we can really end it there. Finally glad we can get the finals done. And it's definitely been one heck of a final so far.
Yeah, guys, it's be exciting, and tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, so thank you very much, and we shall see you tomorrow.